I'm Dr. Bob. This is my wife Kathy, the Lupos, and I know that we don't look like the oldest living members here at St. James, but we really are one of the oldest original living members of St. James United Methodist Church.
It's hard to believe.
I remember starting with the church. I had just opened a new office just down the road from the little house where we started on Bears Avenue. We had just been married, newly married maybe 2 months or so, and we got married in that April of '87. And we went by the house one day, and there was a sign out, and the sign said, "Mission at Tampa Palms, United Methodist Church."
George Norsworthy.
And right, Reverend George Norsworthy's, his name was on the sign as well. So we knew George from going to Lake Magdalene. In fact, we got married at Lake Magdalene Church. So we knew of him there and knew that he was going to be involved. So we thought, oh, we'll stop in and we'll help him out a little bit, start, going there a Sunday or two here and there. And so one thing led to another. That very next Sunday, we showed up, and we were the only young couple there at all. In fact, there were like 4 other people in the house, 2 of which were Bob and Katie Rao, and George and Evie Norsworthy, and then us. That was church that Sunday, like the 6 of us. So the name St. James, that's an interesting question. At the time, we had just found out that we couldn't use the word Tampa Palms in the name of the church. The owners of the community at that time would not let us do that. So we had to come up with a name, and at the same time, we were just finishing the preaching series on the book of James, and it was in our Sunday school lessons as well. So we had a little meeting, and we're throwing around names. Everybody had different names that we put into the hat. And one thing led to another, and St. James came up, and everybody, liked the name, and it seemed to be a winner at that time. But secretly, between you and me, there were about 3 Jims or James on the committee and only 2 Bobs. So St. Bob was out of the question. St. James won out. Our challenge to you, St. James, is to just keep up the good work that was started in that little house here off of Bears Avenue. There's been so many amazing things that have happened over the last 30 years. We've seen outreach and missions really touch all corners of the earth. We have had many disciples, just be brought up in this church and go out and do great things for God. So we want to see more of that. We want to see you invite everybody you know, let them know where you come from, where your church is, and how much you love your church, and the people in your church and how great they are. Everybody in your community needs to know how great St. James is and what wonderful things we're doing here. What would you say, honey?
God has brought us through an amazing journey to 30. I just thank Him, and I can't wait to see what He's going to do for the next 30. Y'all, come on along. Let's do it.
Amazing journey to 30. Let's hear it.